You know, every once in a while, a television show just comes out and, like, almost overnight sort of captures the pop cultural consciousness of everybody and gets everybody talking about it. Severance was one of those shows. Like, right from coming out of the gate, everybody was kind of talking about it. And it's been proved to be a really big hit for Apple TV. Now, pardon me. That being said, it also took them 17 years to get season 2 out. 3 years, but still far too long. And it had some production difficulty and it had some financial difficulty as well. And all of that has led to what apparently is Apple's solution, which is Apple has now just bought the series away from its production company, which I believe was called Fifth Season. That was the name of the production company, and Apple was just licensing Severance. Well, according to a story now, Apple has straight up bought the IP, and they now own the show, and they will be responsible for the production of it. This comes to us from the folks over at Deadline, who write the following. For the first 2 seasons, Fifth Season had been shouldering costs while looking to scale their business under new owner CJENM is the name of the company, juggling multiple big budget productions, including the Jason Momoa epic Chief of War, also for Apple TV. Spending escalated in season 2, which started production in October of 2022 and wrapped in April of 2024. It racked up a budget overages brought upon by months of COVID protocols, which were phased out in May of 2023, an 8.5-month shutdown due to the Hollywood writer strikes, as well as reported writers' room friction, as well as a slew of script changes that resulted in scrap pre-built locations and reshoots. Now, here's where the nitty-gritty gets into it. Severance films in New York, where it gets tax credits, though there have been payment delays. While costs were going up and season 2 was taking longer, borrowing became more expensive because the interest rate for borrowing went from just 1% to 5.5% to 6%, making it harder to carry the cost for up to 36 months, especially for a smaller company like Fifth Season. The gap between seasons 1 and 2, especially when tax rebates are not coming in quickly enough. Listen, to put that in perspective for you guys, this was a show that cost close to $200 million for the season, right? Not quite 200, but in that neighborhood. When you're talking about 5 to 6%, you are talking $500,000 a month in interest, just in interest, compiling and compiling and compiling and building up. And Rob, I got to believe that Apple, I mean, I'm sure they understood the dilemmas, but Apple had this hit show on their hands and they had to wait nearly 3 years to get season 2 out there. So when you're talking about a company that was really struggling to keep up, to stay afloat, to keep the finances flowing, and to keep production running, it just seemed to make sense that Apple would step in and go, look, we can handle it because we're Apple. If the state of New York is late on paying its tax credit fees, we can handle it if we have to carry the debt of the show for a few months. And we can handle it to make sure we have the finances available to bulldoze through certain obstacles to make sure we can get seasons produced in a timely manner. Because when you've got The Pit coming out every year, when you've got Daredevil Born Again putting out new seasons every year, having a new season coming out every 3 years, especially one for that's not a big, huge visual effects heavy show, is just not going to cut it. And so I think Apple's like, we need to do this. So they have stepped in and they bought it. Fifth Season will continue to be a producing partner on the show. But now Apple owns it outright, and they say they're targeting getting season 3 underway because they still have not started shooting season 3. So they're looking at getting that and season 4. They want to get season 4 ready now so they don't have to wait 6 years for it to come out. Anyway, you know, Rob, you never like to hear of the little production company losing their own property, but this sounds like it was a win for them. It allows him to get this show shot properly. And it sounds like it's a win for Apple to bring it in-house permanently. What did you think about this report?
I think you're absolutely right about this, because if you have a show that people love, and let's face it, this show is it's a mind bender of a show. It has some really interesting revelations, but it's the kind of show that by having a large gap between seasons, it loses its momentum. What made it the very thing that made it a zeitgeist show, you got to keep the iron to the fire, or irons in the fire, because people forget. And this is a show that really should be, it has a momentum that you don't want to curtail, and it has been curtailed. And if those problems, if it really was a production problem like they're saying, and I don't doubt that it was, I think it's a great thing that Apple has done, because obviously they can get a writer's room going, they can plan seasons in advance. I mean, with these hit shows, they it's almost like they treat them as movie sequels. It'll be like, yeah, we'll get to it, but it's a show, and we have been trained since the dawn of television to expect a new season of a show if it's returning, and it leaves you on a cliffhanger. I mean, this is to be expected. It's part of the deal that they're making with you, that if you like a show and you get into it, we're going to make another show. And to wait another 3 years kind of defeats the whole purpose. So I think that Apple can sort of, because they don't worry about the money, they can do what they need to do to supercharge this and go, okay, we're going to commit to 5 seasons. So we want the writer's room to continue going while we make these shows. And I think it's a win-win for everybody. I would expect more people. I mean, I hope the same thing happens with For All Mankind, that Apple keeps making more, but I think it's great for the show, and it's great for the fans of the show, and it's great for the production company that was having problems, that was struggling. I mean, that's what happens. Somebody comes in with cash and they help you out, and you have to you give to get. So I think it's a win-win, like you said, for everybody.
And listen, it hasn't just been a popular show. It's
No,
been
dude.
a critical. I mean, in its first season, it had 27 Emmy nominations. Like, it broke several records.
Insane.
27 Emmy nominations. And the second season had a whole ton of them as well. And so, but they need to keep this thing rolling, and they need to make it go smoother. And hopefully this will be something that'll help them out in doing that.
Yeah.
We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Mando. Hey guys, I may be married now, but I remember the whole checklist we'd all go through before a first date, right? Fresh haircut, clean car, maybe you're replaying a conversation in your head like, don't screw this up. But the one thing that is absolutely non-negotiable: deodorant. And that's why for a while now, I've been using Mando. What I love most is how confident it makes me feel knowing odor is just handled, like not masked, handled. Mando is a whole body deodorant, so you can use it anywhere: pits, feet, thighs, wherever you need it. And yeah, that peace of mind is real. My personal favorite is the solid stick. It's super easy to use, goes on clean, and it just works all day. It's created by a doctor, and it's clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours, which is wild. Some guys try to cover odor with scent. Mando men get the job done right. Don't mask it, Mando it. You can find Mando at major retailers, but for the best deal, head to shopmando.com. For a limited time, new customers get 20% off site-wide plus free shipping when you use my code Campea at shopmando.com. That's shopmando.com, code Campea. Support the show and check them out. Mando's got you covered. All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Apple TV now owns Severance. They're not just licensing it from this little production company that made it. They now outright own the damn thing. Hopefully this will lead to them getting seasons out more quickly and be a more solid financial backing. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.